everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making number 323 granny square of our 365 days of granny squares. Today's granny square is fairly simple actually. We're working with cluster stitches, and you may have seen something very similar in the past when we work with cluster stitches. There are similar squares on the 365 page, but this one is really fun. We're just basically making this cluster stitches, working with half double crochets also, and then this last few rounds are all just single crochet, so it works up really fast. And we give credit today to Rhonda over at Umbaka Design, so make sure you check out the link to her written pattern. This one is called Dahlia Burst Afghan Square, and it's a fairly easy pattern, so make sure you're reading along with her written pattern. For those of you who are unfamiliar with reading written patterns, it's a great way to match up with this video tutorial and read the written pattern so you can learn more and expand your crochet knowledge. So in today's square, I'm using 2 colors only. We're doing 8 rounds of a square though, so you can change color every round if you wanted to. But this is Red Heart Super Saver yarns. This is a 10 ply size 4 worsted weight medium yarn. So you can use a double knitting yarn, a worsted weight yarn, or even an Aran yarn would totally be fine for this project. And like I said, you can use as many colors as you want. In this square today, I'm going to demonstrate using an H size crochet hook, which is 5 millimeters, and Rhonda's written pattern actually calls for a 5.5 millimeter hook, which is an I hook. So if you wanted to go up a size, you could do that today. This square measures, let me measure this out here with my little sheep. We're going to make this 15 centimeters, which is about 6 inches. So that is the size I'm going to make with the H hook, which is 5 millimeters. You're also going to need a scissors and a yarn needle, just because we're cutting our yarn, sewing in our ends when we change color. Now before we begin, I need to mention we have links in the description of this video, so there is a link to the written pattern for the Dahlia Burst Afghan Square. You can follow along with that. Also, there's a link to the 365 Days of Granny Squares page on my website, so you can go there, check out all the images. If you click on the image, it will take you to its video tutorial here on YouTube, and then at the bottom of that same blog post there's a list of the ones that have written patterns, so it's correlated with the number of the square, so you can click that number. You will see number 323 down there, and you can click that and follow along there as well. Also, there's a link to my Facebook and Instagram, so make sure you share your photos on there. I say that every day, so you know, hashtag 365 Days of Granny Squares, hashtag YARNutopia on Instagram, and then you can also Snapchat me. I'm YARNutopia on Snapchat, so make sure you follow me there and snap me a photo of what's on your hook today. And lastly, I have to say a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time to make this video with us. He is our videographer, editor, and photographer for every single one of our videos, so make sure you subscribe to our channel and support YARNutopia today. Just hit that I in the corner of your video and you can support YARNutopia so we can keep on bringing you these fantastic crochet tutorials. So now let's get started and make number 323 granny square. Let's start out by making a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold that down and pull that through and pull tight. Insert your hook and we can start. So let's start out by chaining 4. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're going to go on slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. This first chain way over here, go in, then yarn over and pull through and pull through. Okay, and there you have a ring. Now we can go right into round number 1. We are going to chain up 1, and we're going to put 6 single crochets into this ring. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, again, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. This is 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. And 6. Okay. Then we need to slip stitch to the first single crochet of this round. So right in here, go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And there's round number 1. I'm going to pull my straggler here to kind of close up that center. just like that. Now at this point for round 2, if you are not changing color, follow along with me. I'm not going to change color. If you are changing color, you can chain 1 and cut your yarn, fasten off, and you can start in any stitch around. So going on to round 2, we're going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, and in the same stitch we are going to put a double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That chain up 2 and that first double crochet are actually going to count as 1 stitch together. And when we come back around, I'll show you, because we are actually going to slip stitch into the double crochet and not into the chain up 2. Anyway, going on to the next step, we are going to chain 1, and we're going to put a 2 double crochet cluster into the same stitch. So yarn over, go into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, but hold that. We're going to yarn over, go back into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now you have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those, and then chain 1. Okay, and now we're going to hop into the next stitch and we're going to do our repeat. So we're going to put a 2 double crochet cluster, chain 1, 2 double crochet cluster, and chain 1, all in the same space, or in the same stitch there. So yarn over, go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then chain 1. Then yarn over, go back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then chain 1. And then do the same thing in each stitch around. So hop into this next stitch, do a 2 double crochet cluster, then chain 1, 2 double crochet cluster, and then chain 1, and then hop into the next stitch. At the end of this round, you will have 12 of these cluster stitches. So I'll meet you up and we'll go on to the next round together. When you chain your last one here, we're going to slip stitch to the first double crochet of this round. Okay, so not this chain up 2, we're actually going to go into the double crochet here, and then yarn over, pull through, and through. Now if you're not changing color and going on to round 3, just slip stitch into this chain 1 space right here, and then chain up 2 and go on to round 3. But I'm actually going to chain 1 right here and cut my yarn, pull it through and pull tight. If you're changing color like me, you can start in any chain 1 space. And I'm going to pick up a new yarn, and we're going to chain up 2. 1 and 2, and that counts as our first half double crochet of this round. And in the same chain 1 space, we are going to put a half double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, that's a half double crochet. So now it looks like there's 2 half double crochets in that chain 1 space. Then we're going to chain 1, hop into the next chain 1 space here and put 2 half double crochets in there. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And again, yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Then chain 1 and just repeat that around. So 2 half double crochets are going into each of the chain 1 spaces, and we're chaining 1 in between the groupings. Okay, so do that, and then I'll meet you up for round 4. Alright, just finishing this round. I'm going to put my last 2 half double crochets here, and then chain 1, and then slip stitch to the beginning chain up 2 of this round right in here. Go in, then yarn over and pull through and pull through. At this point, if you're not changing color, slip stitch into this half double crochet and into this chain 1 space, and then chain up a 2 and go on to round 4. But I'm actually going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, pull it through and pull tight. For this next round, if you are changing color, you can start in any chain 1 space. And I'm just going to go back to my first color here. Hook that on the hook, pull it through, and chain up 2. 1 and 2. Now in the same space we are going to put a 3 double crochet cluster. So that means we're going to yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do that 3 times. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and again yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. Okay, just like that. Then we're going to, let's see here, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now in each one of these chain 1 spaces we're going to put a 4 double crochet cluster. So a 4 double crochet cluster goes like this: yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do that 4 times. So again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and one more time here, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 5 of those loops, and then chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now in this next chain 1 space, we're going to put a 4 double crochet cluster. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then there's 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 5 of those loops, and then chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So just repeat that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up for round 5. When you're finished with this round, just chain your last 3 and then slip stitch to this beginning cluster here. Okay, so not this chain up 2. We're actually going to go into the cluster, or you can go into this first chain of your chain 3 space. Then sometimes when I slip stitch into this stitch here, this kind of builds a gap here, so I might just go in that first chain there and slip stitch. Okay, now going on to the next round, if you're not changing color, slip stitch into this chain 3 space and chain up 1 and go on to round 5, but I'm going to actually chain 1 here and cut this yarn. Pull it through and pull tight. If you are changing color like me, you can start in any chain 3 space around. I'm going to grab a new color, or my other color here, and we're going to chain up 1. Okay, in the same space we are going to put, let's see here, 6 single crochets in there. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, that's 1. This is 2. Here's 3. Just scoot these over. There we go. There's 4, 5, and 6. And that is going to be our corner. We're making the square shape. Hop into the next chain 3 space, and we're going to put 4 single crochet in there. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. In this next chain 3 space, we're going to put 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the next chain 3 space gets 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and there's our corner. So you can kind of shape this a little bit, making sure that the chains, or the 6 single crochet groupings are your corners, and the 4 single crochet groupings are your sides of your square. So now hop into this next one. We're putting 4 single crochets in the next 2 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 in there. Hop into the next and put 4 in there. And then the next one is our corner. So we're putting 6 single crochets in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so 4 single crochets in each one of these 2, then 6 in this one, and then 4 in these last 2. And then I'll meet you up at the end of this round. Alright, when you come back around, for the written pattern, she wants you to work in continuous rounds, but I'm actually going to slip stitch to the first single crochet. But if you wanted to, you can just simply put a single crochet in there instead of slip stitching, but I'm going to slip stitch first and then I'm going to chain up 1, and I'm going to single crochet into that same stitch. Okay, we're going on to the next round here. This is, let's see here, round 6 now. Single crochet into that first stitch and into the next stitch right here. Okay, now in this next stitch we are going to put 2 single crochets. So in that stitch right there, 1 and 2, and then in the next stitch we are also putting 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. Now we are going to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 12 stitches. So if you need to count along, 1, 2, 3, here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now in these next 2 stitches we are going to put 2 single crochets in each one of those. So go into this next one here and put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and this next one here gets 2 also. And then we're just going to single crochet in the next 12 stitches, okay? And then that's the repeat. So then we're going to put 2 single crochets in each of the next 2 stitches and then single crochet in the next 12 stitches. If you need to, follow along with the written pattern, but otherwise I'll meet you up at the end of this round. We'll go on to round 7 together. When you come back around, be sure to slip stitch to the first single crochet right in here, go in, yarn over, pull through and through. Now, if you are changing color, follow along with me. If you're not changing color, just chain up 1 and go on to the next round by single crocheting in the same stitch. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn, pull it through and pull tight. You can start in the same stitch here, or if you can find, so you can see here in the corner, there's 2 single crochets in that stitch and 2 single crochets in that stitch. We need the middle 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. We're going to work 2 single crochets in that stitch and 2 single crochets in that stitch. So it makes your corner. Okay, very similar to the last round, but those are the 2 stitches we're going to be working in. So, but then the rest of the stitches around get 1 single crochet each. So I'm going to just attach my yarn right in the same spot and chain up 1 and single crochet until I get to those 2 corner stitches there. So single crochet, and single crochet. Okay, so now I'm in the corner here. These next 2 stitches are the middle stitches of the corner, so we're going to put 2 single crochets in each one of those. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and now for round 7 we have to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 14 stitches. So if you need to, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here's 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So if you spread these stitches out, you can see that, yep, that's the middle 2 single crochets right there of your corners. You can see there's 2 there and 2 there. Okay, we just worked that single crochet in the first one. So now we're going to put 2 single crochets in the next one and 2 single crochets in the next. And then we're just going to put 1 single crochet in the next 14 stitches and then repeat. So if you need to, follow along with that written pattern, otherwise I'll meet you up for the last round. When you come back around, just slip stitch to the first single crochet, just like that. And this next round is exactly the same as the last round here. You can see in the corners that there's 2 single crochets in this stitch and 2 single crochets in this stitch. In these 2 middle stitches, we're going to put 2 single crochets in that one and 2 single crochets in that one. So just if you want to, you can fasten off, change your color. I'm not going to change color for this last round. I'm just going to single crochet until I get to that corner, those 2 stitches. Okay, right here. So now in these 2 stitches, I'm going to put 2 single crochets in each one of them. So 2 in that one and then 2 in this next one. Okay, and then we're just going to single crochet in the next 16 stitches this time. So, you know, if you wanted to, you could, you know, substitute these instead of single crochets. You could do half double crochets or double crochets if you wanted to make this bigger. You can get fancy with it and work in the back loops only, or do back post or front post stitches to make it a little bit more fancy. But this is just a basic single crochet round, so I'm just going to single crochet all the way around, putting those 2 single crochets in each of those 2 corner stitches. And then when I'm ready to fasten off, I'll meet you up. Alright, when you're finished, we just have to slip stitch to the first single crochet right in here, go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And now we can fasten off. So chain 1, cut your yarn, and then pull that through and pull tight. Grab your yarn needle and sew in that end underneath some of these stitches with the corresponding color, just like that. And there it is, number 323. 323 is done. Awesome. Make sure you're checking out those links in the description of this video. I want to see it on Facebook and Instagram, so hop on over to the Facebook, share your photo in the comment section. And if you post it on Instagram, hashtag 365 days of granny squares, hashtag YARNutopia also, so I can see your beautiful square today. Great job, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy hooking!